My name is Ed Horley. I'm Microsoft MVP in Enterprise Security. Well, this is, I believe, my first year under Enterprise Security. Prior to that, I was in Windows Server Networking, 2004, when I first was awarded. So, let's see. I help run one of the larger IT Pro community groups in the San Francisco Bay Area, PAC IT Pros, with Doug Spindler and a few other folks, and worked quite a bit with testing the first implementations of IPv6 when Windows Vista was coming out, and so that was a good portion about why I became an MVP. I imagine prior to that I was doing just a lot of general contributions and answering forums and questions in news groups. Well, community for me in the IT Pro side of the fence really is user group based. It's sitting down and giving information to allow folks that participate in our user group to get all the sorts of information they want in the sort of the format and fashion they want it, which for most of us likes to gather together as IT professionals and get a chance to sort of kibitz and talk about stuff and be excited about talking about products and sharing problems, how to fix them, how you're not fixing them, and everything else, and things that sort of revolve around that. So I spend a lot more time doing that than anything else. I think the biggest thing that it's allowed us to do is to allow people that are in different user groups often to come and actually present to our group remotely, and have folks who are remote who maybe can't make the meeting participate in our meetings also, because often we'll simulcast them out and folks can still chat in, ask questions, do everything else, and still feel like they're involved in the group, which is a pretty big change. We've also switched over, starting to use Twitter and everything else to sort of try and get information out and about within the community about what we're up to and what's going on. Certainly, obviously, doing the standard, sort of web portal presence and things like that. But I definitely think, things like Twitter are definitely changing how quickly people get the word out about something happening. So, for instance, like the RSA event, we had a quick, fast pickup user group meeting that happened pretty much instantaneously, just due to the fact that we had a guest speaker come in and we're like, hey, let's get everyone together and do this. I think some of the more exciting things that are going on, at least Microsoft-centric, for myself, is direct access and branch cache. Very excited about those two particular technology types that are going to come out. Server 2008 R2. I think those two particular technologies have sort of pushed some of your leading competitors to rethink about what they're going to be doing, how they're going to provide some similar services, and the fact that they are just an inbuilt native service within Windows as a platform is even more compelling. So I think it's going to be a very big product focus area for a lot of folks to start and get that solution suite rolled out. Been talking about it a lot with the user groups, been talking a lot with the folks here and the product groups talking about that particular technology suite. So those are the ones I'm excited about. It happens to leverage IPv6, which I do a lot of work with, so I'm excited about that. But at the same time, I think just on their own, they're very compelling offerings. I do. My blog is www.howfunky.com.
Oh, good.
And that's where I sort of keep my notes of what I'm up to and things of interest and everything else there. So that's sort of how I keep my involvement. It's one of the things that Microsoft evaluates me on, obviously, for the MVP program. And but I've been doing that, for quite a few years. That is on my own time. I'm very fortunate. My boss. One of the reasons I decided to go work for him is that he very much believes in sort of giving back to user group and community. The company I work for we're both a Cisco Premier partner and a Microsoft Gold partner. He does a huge amount of work in the sort of community space on the Cisco side. I do a lot of work in the community space on the Microsoft side. We both very much believe in sort of giving back to community. That's number one, how you establish relationships, and number two, it's learning how to stand up in front of other people and talk about technology and talk about solutions makes you better at being a solution consultant overall. And I think it's really important to understand how to do that. And the reality is that you shouldn't be holding everything to your chest. You need to share information. People really value that and appreciate that more than anything else.